So, Johnny, I just told my crazy Walmart story, but I know you have one more involving, you know, a favorite park of ours when we were children, Franklin Park. So let's hear it.
I love, yeah. That kind of ruined that park for me. So there's this special ed guy. He used to come in pretty regularly. He'd always be in the motorized carts. And he's about mid-40s, maybe 50s, and he's a little cross-eyed, and he kind of talks like this, but with a lisp.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And so back before the store remodel, I was in the electronics corral.
Is that like a horseshoe type counter?
Yeah, that thing. And I was helping another customer out the counter, and I noticed him scooting on up. He just stops right in the middle of the aisle, looking at phone displays, and he's staring at me for like 10 fucking minutes as I'm helping this other customer.
Never a good sign when they just stop and stare at you.
No. And so I get done with this customer, and I go over. And, you know, I just figured he had social anxiety and he was afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, a little shy, yeah.
And so I asked him if he needed any help, and yeah, sure enough, he starts asking questions about phones and tablets, I think it was. And about 8 minutes go by that we're talking about electronic stuff, and then the conversation shifts. And he starts telling me, he's like, hey, I got something to tell you. And, but I don't want to get in trouble because I was molested as a kid. And I'm like, oh.
I think I would just have to stop the guy right there, but sure, I really don't want to hear this.
You know, it's like, well, something happened to me in the bathroom today, and I don't want to get in trouble, but I felt I should tell somebody.
Oh, God.
And I was like, well, go ahead. I don't see why you'd get in trouble for it. And so he says he was at the urinal in the store.
Uh-huh.
And he says some guy came up to him while he was at the urinal and starts whispering in his ear. And he's like, the mystery guy,
yeah,
says, hey, you know that guy, that kid in electronics, Johnny, with the glasses? And he's like, yeah. Well, you think he's gay? And you know, maybe you should ask him if he's gay. And yeah, I'm still somewhat believing this guy's story.
Yeah.
He's telling me this.
I mean, you have more courage and fortitude than I would have. I would have got the fuck out of there.
So the mystery guy, he's like, do you think you like to do some weird things? And
sure, why not? We all like to do weird things.
As he's telling me the story, I'm just fucking like, my jaw
panicking on the inside.
Yeah, well, my jaw is basically hit the floor. I was like, did you know what this guy looked like? Did you see him at all? Like, what the... Let's get management. Let's find him.
Yeah.
Because that's fucking weird. And then he asked me, hey, well, you know, do you have a girlfriend? I was like, yeah. I was probably dating somebody, not necessarily my girlfriend, but...
You were seeing somebody?
I was seeing somebody. I was like, yeah, I'm seeing somebody. And I was like, he's like, oh, I thought, you know, you might want to go to Franklin Park, and I could tell you all the things that this guy told me I should do to you. And I'm like, at that moment, I was like, this guy's completely fucking full of shit. There was no mystery man in the bathroom.
He was the mystery man.
Was the mystery man.
The voices in his head were the mystery man.
Like, I'm trying to find an escape. Now I'm fucking like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I just walk away?
You just run. Yes.
Yeah. But thank the Lord that I don't believe in.
Thank Allah.
Teresa comes up and she's like, are you, whatever his name was, I can't remember. Are you blah blah?
Are you John Doe?
Like,
yes.
Yeah. And she's like, oh good, your mother has been calling the store trying to get you to come outside so you can go home. And so I'm like, oh, thank God, Teresa. Oh,
Thank Christ.
And so I run, not run, but yeah, I run to the manager's office.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, God, if, I better tell a manager what just happened just to cover my ass.
Yeah.
And so they, don't think something's weird going on between us.
So you get back to management. You're like, management, there's some guy who wants my ass!
So Jerry, was it Jerry? You remember Jerry,
Yeah.
Manager Jerry?
Yeah.
I start telling him the story, and he starts fucking laughing his ass off. So thanks, Jerry. And see, anyway, he tells me, as he's laughing, and just making me feel like a fucking moron,
Yeah.
that his mom has, in the past, alerted management that this guy likes to go into
do things
the
like that?
bathroom and do sexual shit with whoever. And
fuck.
yeah, well, thanks for not kicking him out a long time ago.
Yeah. Why didn't we trespass this fucking sicko?
Yeah. So probably a couple weeks go by. I don't really see him.
Yeah.
He comes in and he needs help with phone shit.
Oh God.
And I'm the only one there that can help him.
Yeah.
And so I do my job. I transfer his phone number, but then he wants me to transfer his pictures.
Oh God.
And he had a flip phone.
For the audience, never transfer someone else's pictures.
That's
a terrible
another
sight.
story, which I will share briefly.
Terrible sight.
So I look on his pictures, and he only has like 3 or 4 pictures.
And they're all of you.
No.
Oh, thank God.
But I can tell why he came after me, because it's obvious that he's a pedophile. These 3 pictures are some kid, like a 10, 12-year-old kid, and it's the first is of him in his baseball uniform, like a professional shot of him in his baseball uniform.
That's
like, okay,
weird.
that's maybe his cousin or something. He's just he's got a picture, and then I scroll through.
Kind of scared to hear the rest of this, but okay, yeah.
The next one zoomed in on this kid's on the bulge in his baseball uniform, the minimal bulge.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, nope, fucking nope.
Yeah.
I delete the pictures, and I was like, nope, sorry, can't transfer any pictures, and send them on his way.
Oh, they all magically disappeared, you fuck!
Yeah, no. Thank God I have rarely interacted with him since. But,
yeah. I probably got manager deleted his, fuck.
I'm sure he has a smartphone now. I wonder what the fuck he's got on that smartphone.
I'm wondering why the FBI ain't on him. Fuck.
Speaking of horrible
customer pictures on phones?
Pictures on phones. Should I name her name?
I mean, you just do the first name.
Might as well. So there's this bitch. She's a fucking Karen. She's not a Karen. She's not Karen. She's a Karen.
She's a Karen. She's a walrus of a Karen.
I'm pretty sure she does have a little bit of a mustache. She is about 5 foot tall, and
180 pounds.
She's about as round as she is tall.
See, imagine who's that one girl in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Beluga, whoever, the one who eats the fucking
Violet.
Yeah, Violet.
She looks.
It starts to swell up.
In a much uglier version of Violet.
Yes. Yes.
And one time she had to transfer her phone number to a new phone, and of course I'm like the only one able to.
Well, you are the one able to.
Well, at that time there wasn't many willing to do it or able to do it.
Yeah.
Because this was like the beginning of having to do it.
Oh.
So anyway, she wants me to transfer pictures, and guess what I see?
Well, I already know what you see.
Well, of course you know what I see. So,
It ain't Jessica Alba looking fucking sexy like fucking like fucking Sin City.
I see everything. I see her butthole.
You see where the
see
sun
her
don't shine.
vagina. I see every inch of her boobs. And
Every tattered inch of that body.
that's probably the most scarring thing that I've witnessed in the workplace.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no war story, but it's still pretty.
I would consider that a war. I would consider that a war. You versus your senses versus, you versus sight and brain. I think if you had known what was coming, you would have tried to close your eyes or...
I mean, I've seen plenty of penis that I didn't want to see, but even that...
I don't know, but there's something about seeing just some random penis and seeing the opposite, and
it really
you're completely
didn't help that...
you don't want to.
Yeah, it's especially that woman that I just despise.
How can we not sound mean and not sound very misogynistic? Well, she was a... Imagine looking upon a female Neanderthal. Like, this is not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight. No one wants to see that.
Like, I literally tremble. Like, I get the shakes when...
I mean, I
jerk whenever I think about it.
Just the thought of it, because I know who you're talking about, is horrifying. Like, I would rather be fucking some dude in North Vietnam versus fucking 3 fucking divisions versus seeing that. That's I would rather see a dog who survived a burning house than that.
Even that's somewhat funny.
Because
that's not funny. That's not funny.
Yeah, I mean, but I do, there is something different. Maybe it's just because we're guys, we see dicks, you know what I mean? It is what it is. We don't get to see as many fucking naked people of the opposite sex.
We should enjoy seeing vaginas and
boobies. Yes, we should. Yes, we should.
Straight man.
Yes, we should.
I mean,
and
not that we enjoy seeing penises, but it's just something we're used to.
Yeah.
So.
But to see completely old 45-year-old short, fat, fucking sexy poses, it's not. Yeah, it's not good. It's no bueno. So
I do have to, because I do want to tell this story. This is not my story, unfortunately, but it's my mother's story. And since we're on the road, it ties in a little bit. Roadkill. One time she was going up the, Evero, up that hill.
Yeah, up Evero Pass.
Yeah. She's going up there, and several seconds before she went around this corner, a semi had hit a deer, and the semi ripped this fucking deer, this buck, mind you, this buck in half. And,
like, lengthwise, or?
I don't know,
like down from the head?
Front to back.
Or,
Or, wait a minute, I don't know.
Like hot dog style or hamburger style?
2 front legs and 2 back legs.
Okay, yeah.
No, that still would make sense. But anyway.
Yeah.
So the fucking deer is still crawling with its hips completely gone. And its guts trailing behind it.
Yeah.
It's trying to make its way across the road. And I can only imagine. Can you fucking imagine being a person like that?
Well, could I imagine being a semi driver or imagine being your mom? Or both?
Being the one with your hips going.
Oh, being the deer?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't imagine because I mean, here's the thing. I would imagine that deer is probably in shock. It can't feel anything. I mean, have you ever seen the Nature's Metal video where it's like in Africa or Australia, and there's like a crocodile or an alligator versus a water buffalo or a gazelle, and it completely like bites a chunk of its of where its stomach should be, right? So like the skin is gone, and so it's like running, hopping away, and the stomach and intestines just fall out of the fucking gazelle or whatever, and it's still like running, hopping on its own shit, trying to get away, but it's done. It ain't making it very much fucking further, you know. So, you know, once again, I imagine that animal was probably in shock, and you know, animals are smart, but I don't think they can process what the fuck is happening to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it just doesn't. It just doesn't know. It just knows that it's in fucking pain. It's in shock and ain't feeling shit. It's trying to get away, but it's tripping over itself.
Have you seen any of I think it's called Kruger Safari or something like that? There's I think the actual game reserve is called Kruger, but yeah, they got a lot of good pictures of the lions and the hyenas and shit. Just gory as hell pictures on there. It's amazing, actually. Like there's one with I believe it's a lion, and he's got a gazelle head, just the head with a bit of a spine, and he's dragging that across.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that one. Yeah,
that's a badass one.